Hey, what's up everybody? It's TheHyphenate here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to connect analog stereo line level inputs to your Rodecaster Pro II. Now this is going to work for DJ systems, synthesizers, mixers, pretty much any audio source that has 3.5mm or 1/4" jack outputs. You're going to easily be able to connect those here as an audio source. Now before we get into the settings, I want to quickly go over these ports back here. Now these 4 inputs can take XLR or 1/4" inputs for either instrument or line level. Now when you're going from a DJ system, a mixer, synthesizer, etc., any of the other examples I gave, or again, any other analog audio device, like even a CD player or even a phone via 3.5mm jack, what you need to do on the receiving end is have 1/4" inputs coming in here, not XLR. And that's these jacks here. So if you're using a DJ mixer or something like that, you're gonna have a left and right 1/4" output. Now you have 2 of these cables, one for the left, one for the right, and you have to choose any 2 of these to connect to. And now what that's gonna do is create a stereo input. So a left and a right signal connected together to make one line level input. Now if you're using a device that doesn't have 2 1/4" jack outputs and you only have a 3.5mm output, which is the same as a headphone jack, then what you're gonna need is a cable like this, one that splits and turns the 3.5mm stereo out into 2 1/4" jacks, one for the left, one for the right. Now, FYI, if you're not familiar with these types of cables, the red or the orange one is always gonna signify the right signal, so the right channel. And either the gray, white, or black side is gonna signify the left channel. Now, this method is really only for analog audio sources, not really something like current tablets or phones or even computers. All that can be connected now via USB or Bluetooth. Again, this is more for some type of analog audio source like a mixer. But since I don't have one of those right now in this studio to actually use as an input, I'm gonna use a phone. Again, this is not something I would recommend for a phone, but I'm gonna connect a USB Type-C adapter to give me a 3.5mm output on my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And then I'm gonna use that cable I showed you guys moments ago, the 3.5mm input into here that turns into 2 1/4" jacks. Again, this is not ideal for a phone. It's more for an analog audio source. But again, it could really apply to anything. And now I do wanna mention that using this with a phone doesn't give you the ability to be able to make calls because that requires a TRRS connection. Black strips, you actually need to have the 3 black strips. So that way one of those works for talking. All right, so now let's get into the Rodecaster Pro II menu. All right, so I made my camera a little bit darker so that way you guys can see the screen on the Rodecaster Pro II a little bit better. Now I have my phone with Spotify ready to play music. I have the USB Type-C to the 3.5mm adapter on there with the cable connected already, the 3.5mm to the 2 1/4" jacks. Now I'm not gonna go ahead and connect these yet because we have to first go into the settings. Right here, you can see, if you look at the bottom of the faders, they have the mic symbols. You need to first change the inputs that you're gonna be using to line level instead of mic. Mic and line level are not the same audio signal. Line level is much louder, so you don't wanna start connecting line level into microphone. So we're gonna go ahead and click on any one of the faders that you're gonna use. For me, I'm gonna use channel 3 and channel 4 inputs on the Rodecaster Pro II as my left and right from the 3.5mm to the 1/4" jacks. Now, you can do any combination, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, etc. But I'm going to use 3 and 4. Again, before connecting those cables, we're gonna go ahead and change these 2 line levels. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on the little button here for the channel 3. And instead of choosing a microphone, we're gonna go all the way to the left to where it says line in. And then we're gonna click on the next channel we're gonna use. Here is input 4. We're gonna go all the way to the left to line in. And then now we can click on the home button. Now we're not done. Both 3 and 4 are now set to line level, but they're independent of each other. They're not connected as a stereo pair. So we're gonna go into the settings, faders, and then if you click on any one of the inputs that you are trying to use a stereo pair, so either 3 or 4 for me, click on that, and then now you get these other options. Here you'll see input 1, 2, 3, and 4. Underneath those, you'll see a stereo button in between 2 of those inputs. So in between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, or 3 and 4. When you click on stereo, for example, we're going to do that now, on right here underneath 3 and 4, you can see a yellow outline around 3 and 4. This now signifies that these two are going to be one connected stereo input. So now only one fader is going to control that. So first you have to click on the little green box to confirm that option. So click that, and it's going to say input 3 and 4 are already assigned. Put reassign. Now this is a stereo pair. And then now at the top, you're going to see 3 plus 4. So if I click on the home button, you'll see that channel 4 here is grayed out. There's nothing there. Now I can reassign a different input, Bluetooth or a USB, etc., to that physical fader. But right now, this physical fader is completely off. You see no lights on it. Now, if I move up or down fader 3 and 4, you can see here on the screen as well that this is moving. Now, we don't have anything connected yet, so now let's go ahead and connect our 1/4 inch jacks. And now if I start playing music on Spotify and I start moving up this fader, now you're seeing 3 and 4 going to the main mix, left and right, and now we have a stereo pair. Whatever's coming out from this device is now going to be controlled on this fader. Right now, I'm showing you just on a phone because I don't have another big device to connect here. But this is really the way you set up for DJ mixers, synthesizers, any of that gear, any 2/4 inch outputs for left and right. Go ahead and connect those to any of those jacks, make it a stereo pair, and then now you have one channel assigned to being able to control a stereo analog line level input. Just know though, it does require you to use 2 jacks. If you don't use 2 jacks, then you're going to only have a left signal going into one of those jacks. So whenever you're doing this, you are going to be using 2 of your analog inputs. So there you guys have it. That's how simple it is to connect analog stereo line level inputs to the Rodecaster Pro II. If you're interested in getting the Rodecaster Pro II, I do have links in the description where you can purchase it. It doesn't change the price that you get it at, but it does help this channel. Please make sure to drop a like on this video, drop a comment below if you have any questions, and please make sure to subscribe. I have a lot more videos coming soon. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.